What's up, everybody? Welcome back into this edition of From the 50. This is our Week 2 preview going into, again, Week 2 of the NFL. That's where we're at. Week 2 of the NFL. Glad football's back. Tough week last week, if you're a bettor. It was kind of up and down, and you're trying to just figure some shit out. That's what Week 1's all about. We got Big Web back once again. We'll get to his parlay here in a second. Big Web, how are you, sir? Sorry that you have the COVID, but other than that, how you feeling?
Much better, sir. Much better. Thank you. I got it Sunday morning and tested positive, and it's a tough strain, man. If people get this one, you get whacked. I've been down for the count. Just came out of it really this morning. Overnight, I was still feeling bad. So much better this afternoon and tonight, though.
Good to see you on the program. Glad you're feeling better. And for the first time during the regular season, Nick Yale back once again. Live from Dallas, Texas. He couldn't, let's hear that beautiful reverb we have. He couldn't even get all the way to his fancy-ass studio in Dallas. He's got to just come to us from a cave. Nick, how are you?
Doing good. Yeah, just got off the golf course, just got home, so I wasn't able to make it over to the studio, but might have to ditch the Sunday show. 6-1 this week. 6-1 this week. We're back. This is my year, baby. This is my fucking year. Missed the 7-0 week. Bye, don't vote on Houston.
A little early to be talking shit when you still got to sign the board for the second time.
Like TJ just said, your first week ain't shit. You can't figure anything out.
It ain't shit.
I figured it all out, baby. I figured it all out. I'm talking my shit because we know this shit's not going to last. We know it's not going to last.
That's exactly right. I'm surprised you had some self-awareness there. You know it's not going to last, so you got to get your shit out there right now, and then we just figure out what's real.
We know 2-5's coming this week. We know it's coming this week. I already got my picks locked in. You guys have already seen them. We won't spoil them here on the show. We'll wait till Sunday. But, the Sunday picks are already in, and we know it's going to backfire considerably.
No doubt. Last week, Nick goes 6-1. Leads the pack. I mean, we don't say that very often, but leads the pack. I go 5-2. Big Web, 1-6, Big Web. You got any comments?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson can take a hike, man. He didn't even play football. Hated that.
Yeah.
And really, I thought the Jets were going to do much better to stay in that football game. They disappointed me, too.
Cleveland was a tough one that didn't cover, obviously. Dallas, I'll tip my cap. Like, it's week 1, but they looked a lot better than I expected. I've been really shitting on the Cowboys because of their depth chart. CD had a pretty good game. It didn't really matter. They might be all right. So, Nick, you're clapping. Is he on your fantasy team, I guess?
CD's on my fantasy team. Dak just got paid. We picked the Cowboys last week, and they covered easy without a sweat. Yeah, this happens every year with Dallas, though. Living down here, there's a lot of hype around the Cowboys again this year. Again, after they finally paid CD, finally paid Dak, and we'll see if it lasts throughout the season. Come playoff time, they always seem to succumb to the pressure, and I don't think that Dak is worth $60 million. However, there's a lot of excitement around the Cowboys.
My Trey Lance take last week didn't really age well within 4 days. I thought Dak was going to have a prove-it year, and then he gets paid on Sunday, and Trey Lance is, found out, the third-string quarterback, not the backup. So
yeah, it's interesting because they paid Dak all this money. They pay CD all this money. They really have no other weapons on their offense. They still got to pay Micah Parsons on the defensive side of the ball. So it's really going to be a year of, if Dak doesn't turn the ball over and the defense comes up clutch like they have in years past, and Dallas is going to be in a decent spot. I don't know what they're going to do come playoff time, but as far as the regular season goes and inside their division, they definitely look pretty good with 2 weak teams there in the Giants and the Commanders.
Big Web, I got to be happy about my Indianapolis pick. I mean, I was Gilligan on Gilligan's Island by myself, taking Indy +3. Honestly, it should have been worse than it was. Indy should have won the game, but I'll take the cover. And I don't think Houston looked bad. I think Indy's better than people think. They're that team that's going to hang around in the AFC South. And Big Web, might be a wild card team. I don't know. Maybe might get a little wild. Who knows?
I tell you what, this week you had some teams that lost that played really well. Chiefs, Ravens. Those are both two really good teams. The Ravens played really good. They were a toenail from winning that game or tying that game. And also in the game you're talking about, the Indy Texans, they both played really, really well. So I think they achieved, exactly what they were supposed to do. And I was a little surprised, but they made it happen. Dolphins, Jaguars, they both played football. So you had some head-to-head matchups with some really good teams that showed well. Other teams did not. I mean, look at Atlanta. Atlanta didn't do well.
Yeah.
Kirk just shit the bed.
Atlanta's in
he was
shambles.
like Watson.
They're in shambles.
Big Web, that might be. We might already be done with the division winner parlays because of the Falcons. They look that bad. They really did.
You know, they didn't look as bad as Watson did, but they look pretty bad. But I haven't given up on them. I got them deep, man. I got them on every all season parlay. I'm hoping they put something together. But you're right. Week 1 they look like shit.
I also don't think you can overreact after 1 week too. That's definitely if you're a fantasy manager out there, if you're a fan of your division, the Jaguars blew the lead against the Dolphins, and the Dolphins ended up coming back and winning. But there's a lot of week 1, overreactions I think that are going to happen here going into week 2. I think we have to wait till 4, 5, 6 weeks into the season before we can actually make determinations. But the Falcons looked atrocious to start the year. Besides being
this week, boys, they got the Eagles Monday night. That's not going to be easy.
No, and the Eagles looked tough early in that game last Friday in Brazil. And, God, that was wild. Everybody was slipping and sliding. I thought people were going to get hurt like crazy in that game.
Shit.
What the fuck was going on? Like, it was just the field was so bad. And I'm sitting there going, one of these big stars like A.J. Brown on my fantasy team is going to tear his ACL, and the whole world's going to go insane.
Jordan Love,
crazy.
MCL, thankfully he's only out 4 weeks. But Jordan Love, last play of the game, sprains his MCL. And, they were thinking that might be a season-ending injury because of that shit field out there.
Zook literally texted in the group. He goes, if it's as bad as I think it is, like, our season's done, just like that. And there was 5 seconds left to go in the game. And, I don't know what the percentage on getting that Hail Mary is a touchdown, probably 0.25, and he gets hurt with 5 seconds left. That's pretty bad. At least they got Malik Willis. He's pretty elite,
Yeah. Tough weekend for Zook, losing Michigan to Texas, getting their absolute cheeks clapped up there.
Yeah, Michigan ain't it. Michigan's done.
The game we were at, and then Packers losing on Friday night was a tough weekend for Zook.
Go ahead, Big Web.
The other shit. Well, one last thing for last week, but the last shit sandwich was frickin' Cincinnati.
Oh God, yeah.
Joe Burrow
can't
even pick up a fucking water bottle.
They're in trouble. That was bad.
I mean, I saw some highlights or lowlights, but where was Burrow? I mean, and you know what? The same thing. Remember they were talking about Ayuk in the Frisco game, how he missed training camp and he dropped that one pass, and I believe it, and with Chase not being in camp and little shit like that. But my God, Cincinnati, if Atlanta didn't look so damn bad and Cleveland didn't look so damn bad, I mean, Cincinnati would have been a shit show of the whole thing.
Man,
you see Chase turned down 4 years, $36 million a year today?
Is that right? Holy shit. What does CD have?
$36 million a
CD's
year.
got like 40? Is it 40 that, Jefferson's still number one.
There's nobody. It would have made him the highest paid wide receiver in the league.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
I believe so, yeah. Or matched the highest wide receiver. I think it matched Jetta's contract.
Let's see
CD
what we
only
got.
34, I think.
Jefferson, 140 for 4 years. What's the math on that? Big Web, help me out.
25.
I don't think
no, 35.
35. So, yeah, it would have been highest pay. Over Jefferson, and he didn't take it? Wow.
Yeah. He's got 2 years left, and they're assuming that, maybe that goes up over 40 with the new salary cap coming in a couple of years.
Who is this?
Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Cincinnati
Bengals wide receiver.
Turn it down.
But Joe Burrow got that injury with the wrist again. He might be – that injury to his wrist doesn't look good. Same wrist he injured and had surgery on. So if Jamar Chase's production is down, that seems crazy to turn down a deal that would be $35-36 million a year.
Bengals might be down. If Burrow's hurt all year and they play like the way they did it's week 1 overreaction time, but they could be in the cellar with the Browns because the Steelers look good. Listen, I don't want to say I was right, and I understand the other man was hurt. Russ was in pads as a non-participant, I guess emergency third-string quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Justin Fields moved the football. He led them to a victory. Yeah, they got T.J. Watt and an unbelievable defense, but Justin Fields made throws that Russ will never do. So I'll put a take out there. Russell doesn't see the field this year. Justin Fields is the guy. I'm just saying.
That's a hot take.
Well, what happens? He's going to start this weekend. Again, that's what Tomlin's been saying. They're expecting him to start. If Fields goes 2-0, how do you sit him? There's no way.
Well, he'll let him play. He already said today he's all pissed off. He's like, There's a guy that wants to show up, wants to play football. I mean, he was dissing Russ the whole time.
They know Fields is the future, so why would you throw Russ out there anyway? It doesn't matter, and especially if you're winning. If you're losing and he's throwing
Russ got max 1-2 years left before he retires. So.
If he's 30% completion percentage, throw Russ in there. But Fields did all right. You know who didn't do okay last week, Nick? The great Caleb Williams. The Bears just got so fucking lucky. And their defense took back, 2 pick sixes or a pick six and a fumble, whatever it was.
Pick six and block kick.
And block kick. And Caleb and he did say, I will say, he's a humble guy. He did say, I had nothing to do with this win pretty much. Bailed their asses out, all Bears fans. And again, I get it. If it happened to the Lions, to say the same thing. It was ugly, but we got the win. But I'm telling you, that offensive line, it was like Swiss cheese, baby. They came right on through. Caleb had no time, and when he did, he made some tough throws. He had a couple dots. It's week 1, Nick. I'm not overreacting, but Caleb might not be that guy.
Yeah. I will tell you what. It was my lock of the week, and it did come through by a miracle because of that pick six return for a touchdown, and they did cover the 6.5. But the one key thing to look at this, yes, Caleb Williams played like shit. However, he did not turn the ball over at all. So that's what the Bears team is going to rally around throughout this entire season is their defense, one of the best defense, top 5 defense in the league. Special teams came up big with an extra play to help them secure that win. But if Caleb Williams doesn't turn the ball over, the Bears are going to win a lot of games like this where the defense does get the job done and does enough to get them over the hump. That's what happened this time. If Caleb Williams starts turning the ball over, different story. I don't think the Bears stand a chance, but that was the one thing for as poorly as Caleb Williams did play and as poorly as the offensive line was. He didn't turn the ball over, made good decisions on the throws that he did make, and that helped them get the win.
Big Web, would you like to guess what Caleb Williams' completion percentage was at? Can you guess?
25%.
Okay, not that low. It was below 50%, 14 for 29, 93 yards, no tutties, no interceptions. Not great. Not great. I understand. It's not all him. I'm just saying, this guy's supposed to be the phenom, and he's lucky after that game. He's going to go in the record books as, the first number one or first round pick to win his season opener or career opener in 15 years. And if 10 years down the road, no one's going to remember the fact that he didn't play good at all.
Right.
He got lucky as shit. But hey,
are you pro painted nails or are you against the painted nails?
I don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want. I ain't painting mine. If you want to paint your nails, paint your nails. Here's my thing. If I'm a Bears fan though, for me, paint your nails is it's like a flashy thing. It's I can do what I want. I'm the franchise quarterback. I'm gonna go out there. A lot of guys don't paint their nails. I'm gonna do it. You better fucking pass and make some tutties. You can't paint your nails and then be a mediocre quarterback. If Rex Grossman would have done that back in the day, Bears fans would have annihilated him. But Caleb, listen, you're gonna paint your nails, you better throw 3 touchdowns and 350 yards. It's just
I drove through a chicken restaurant before, and a guy handed me the bag through the drive-through with painted nails. I drove over the side, threw up, and threw the chicken sandwich in the fucking trash.
Nice.
I don't like painted nails.
Don't like painted nails. Well, who didn't paint their nails? Baker Mayfield didn't paint his nails, and he threw 4 touchdowns this week.
Wow, that's a good stat. Wow, let's write that down.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's sharp. I didn't realize that. Let's put that in the record books in the notebook here. Yeah, I tell you who. I want to give it up to the team that really they care about the league more than anything. Okay, it's a team that can go out every single week and kick the shit out of anybody they want. And they let a team back in the game because they care about the fans, they care about the league, and they care about keeping people interested. And I'm talking about the Detroit Lions. Look, up 2 scores. Plenty. Done. Game's over. The Rams know it. The Lions know it. The Lions said, you know what? I think we can let them back in this game. Let's let them back in the game. See what they can do. Stafford comes home. It's a great storyline. They don't want people tuning out on Sunday Night Football, Nick, so they let them back in the game. Made it a sweat. Rams take the lead. Lions win in overtime. What are you going to do? Cover the spread, too, Nick. -4.5. They covered. It's just a beautiful sight.
It's all about Sunday night.
You can't talk about a franchise more about just the giving that they can do to the league and how much they love the fans and that they want to entertain. This is entertainment. They know they can kick the shit out of everybody in the league, and they proved it. Because, again, the Rams coming to town, and Stafford's now 0-2. It's just a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Hey, I tell you what.
Like one of those sprinters. They just kind of hold back.
Yeah.
The other guy, and then
It's
go.
like you ever see The Incredibles where Dash at the end, he's running track and he's got super speed, so they tell him to hold back and get second. I mean, they weren't going to get second; they're going to win the game. But like you kind of let them back in the game a little bit. They're about the fans. You know what I mean?
I'll give the Lions their flowers. They covered for me. They were part of my card for Sunday, and they did do their job. So give credit where credit is due. And Jamison Williams, St. Louis kid, did have a big game. Gets the game ball after he scores a touchdown. So picked him up in fantasy. High on Jamison Williams this year. So yeah, the Lions, took care of business. Jared Goff in the dome at home is one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he is at home in the dome.
Yeah.
And he covers spreads there. So, Jared Goff on my fantasy team in your league and, took care of business.
Took care of business and proved that they're not going to let Matthew Stafford push them around. It's never going to happen. It's just another day at the office.
Stafford, I think, is beyond his time. Matthew Stafford can go ahead and retire. I think it's time to move on to a new quarterback for the Rams.
We're not going to mention the fact that the Rams' entire offense or their left tackle was hurt, and they put in a guy that basically could be bagging groceries because Hutchinson went around him every 2 seconds. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that the Lions destroyed. No, we don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about the fact that the Lions kicked the shit out of the Rams and won the game. Listen, you go. It's the NFL. You have backups that should be able to get the job done. Sorry if you suck. I mean, what are you going to do? I'm not going to make excuses. They shouldn't either, and they lost. They lost again. Just telling you, Nick, what happened.
Cooper Kupp butt fucks me on the last drive of the game when he scored his touchdown, and I lost another fantasy league, so,
Career game for Cooper Kupp. And everybody knew it. Once Puka went down, it's like Cooper Kupp season, 13 receptions later. God, unbelievable.
I had Kyron Williams, and my opponent had Cooper Kupp, and I'm just, banking that Kyron Williams scores another touchdown at the end, and then Cooper Kupp gets it, and I lose by 8 points. I'm like, fuck me, dude.
Yep.
Brutal.
Gotta love fantasy season back. All right, real quick. Last thing about it's kind of a last week question, then we'll get into some of the things this week, and we'll get into Big Web's best bet of the week before we wrap this up. Quick show today. Quick show this week. Got a lot to do, but we want to get a week 2 preview out there. Who's the worst team, Panthers or Giants, boys? What do you think?
Panthers all day long. They couldn't muster a thing. The Giants at least got a little promise, I think.
I feel like the Giants have some cool weapons that'll get their shit together. Bad week for Danny J, and hopefully Drew Lock gets in there by October, and we get a little October magic going on there for the Giants. Probably the Panthers, but sleeper team on the Raiders too. Raiders fucking suck.
They're not
Gardner
that bad. I get it.
Looks awful, but yeah, I'm probably gonna put my eggs in the Carolina Panthers basket. I don't know what they need to do. I don't know. I mean, they got weapons. They got a good coach now. I feel like it's just a Bryce Young experiment is not working, and they got to be kicking themselves if they didn't take C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, and they traded DJ Moore and their future pick that would have been Caleb Williams the next year. And again, we don't know about Caleb, but Bryce Young and I don't think it's his fault. I think he's was never going to be a great NFL quarterback. But it's like Sam Darnold when he got drafted by the Jets. His career's over. I mean, he's got another shot with Minnesota, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the development's gone.
Carolina's got a few weapons. Like Bryce Young just sucks.
Yeah.
As a quarterback in the NFL, you either got to be if you're small, you better be freaking tough. And I don't think he's tough. I just don't. He's undersized, and he doesn't have the toughness to play quarterback in the league. And another guy's making a lot of money, but I mean, Thielen's a hell of a athlete and a good receiver, but he can't get him the ball. It's not looking pretty.
And the thing too with the Carolina Panthers is they don't have any running game right now. Chuba Hubbard's their starting running back. Jonathan Brooks hasn't played yet, so I do think when Jonathan Brooks gets back that helps them a little bit. But yeah. I mean, Jonathan Brooks, top running back in the draft. They had Jatavian Sanders at tight end. They had Xavier Legette out of South Carolina at wide receiver. Like, they got weapons, and they probably haven't found a way to figure out. So, again, could be early overreaction week 1. But they did not look good on offense. They did not look good on defense. And they got their shit smacked around.
So, I need to look this up real quick. Just make sure I got this right. But I'm going to read you 2 different stat lines, and I want you to tell me who's who. Without looking. If you already looked, don't guess. I'm guessing Big Web has not. I hadn't until just now. But, Nick, I'll let you be in the... What's that?
I'm looking at something else. Go ahead.
Okay. So first stat line that I'm going to read you is both either Bryce Young or Daniel Jones. Ready? Tell me who's who. 22 for 42, 186, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And the other one is 13 for 30, 161, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So very similar.
Bryce is the 13 for 30.
Yeah. Daniel Jones is the first one.
That's correct. I mean, Jesus. Bryce Young, 13 to 30, 161, 2 interceptions. Danny Jones, a little bit more passing yards, 22 of 42. I mean, that experiment has to be done. If you're Dayball, I would think that the GM, Joe Shane? I think that's how you say it. He's got to be telling Dayball, like, you're safe for a bit. Like, until the Daniel Jones experiment is done and you get a quarterback. Come on. I mean, like, at some point, dude, you just got to pull it away.
They said they're starting Daniel Jones this week. They're not going to pull away from it. You got a $160 million quarterback. You can't go away from the experiment.
The worst contract I've ever seen in the NFL. I'm not kidding you.
He has more pick sixes. He has more pick sixes, interceptions / touchdowns to the other team than he has touchdowns himself since he signed that contract. And if he has another week 2 like he did in week 1, you got to move on. You got to give the ball to Drew Lock, and you got to at least see what he gives you in this situation.
If it was any other quarterback, you would not ask for this. If it wasn't Drew Lock, you'd be like, stay with Danny Jones the whole year. That's what you'd say.
I don't know why you pay Daniel Jones that much money when you can go out and get Jameis Winston, and Jameis Winston can be your starting quarterback. Gardner Minshew, for Pete's sake, is better than fucking Daniel Jones. Go out and get Gardner Minshew. He's been a serviceable backup. Chase Daniel, damn it. Like, get anybody else.
All right, enough with the Mizzou people. Chase Daniel's done. Chase Daniel was a backup for 20 years, Nick. He's had his time. Enough.
We act like there aren't other quarterbacks out there that are serviceable backups on other teams. Play them as your starter. You don't need to pay $160 million just because he's your current quarterback. Fucking throw in the towel for a year or 2 and go get a fucking quarterback. Like, sell the season and get you got goddamn Quinn Ewers coming out of the draft this year. You got, if you like Shadur Sanders, you got a lot of quarterbacks in the draft that are
Brady Cook might be out there. You never know.
Yeah, there's going to be a much better quarterback options for the Giants in a year. There were much better options this year. J.J. McCarthy, I don't know why they didn't draft J.J. McCarthy, and they went with Malik Neighbors.
Well, he's definitely playing a lot right now, so that's good.
Well,
probably $1 billion.
This
was probably $1 billion
million.
sitting out there in freaking bad quarterbacks right now. $1 billion.
I just don't know. Whoever the dumbass fucker was that decided to pay him $160 million to Daniel Jones, like, what are we doing?
I like Nick, is like FS1 Nick here. He's like Skip Bayless in his prime right now. It's just fantastic. He's getting really fired up about Daniel Jones' contract.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand why you pay $160 million to a guy that hasn't done shit.
No. Now you got to have Big Web interrupt you. And you go, listen, and then just keep doing a take.
Make a case. One of you guys, please make a case for why Daniel Jones is a good quarterback. And then make a case for why he's worth $160 million. That's ridiculous.
I can't. I refuse to.
That is insane.
I hate Daniel Jones for one reason and one reason only. I bet him 3 years ago to score a rushing touchdown. 80 yards this motherfucker runs. He's got 25 yards from any other defender, and he fucking slips on his own goddamn foot on the 20-yard line and eats shit. I mean, I knew right there his career was done. That was it.
I tell you what, I did make a great bet pre-draft, and this was putting my eggs in the basket of I was in the Daniel Jones camp. I bet $100 to a guy that Daniel Jones would take the week 1 snap if all quarterbacks were healthy. This was before they even went into the draft. They could have drafted J.J. McCarthy, but I believe that they were going to start Daniel Jones week 1, so I did cash that bet. That was a nice $100 in my back pocket.
You hate to see it. Shout out Daniel Jones. Good luck to you.
Shout out to him. Terrible quarterback.
Is he dating Hey Adams, by the way? I heard that. Is that a rumor or is that true?
I mean, I don't know if it's true. I've seen the TMZ. I think it's a rumor.
Somebody put, like, she said, don't mess with my boyfriend or something on Twitter. It could have been just like a throwaway line.
I think it's
saw that.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
She was swooning over him when she was doing her roundabout preseason camp tour.
Because I was kind of shocked by that. Because, like, yeah, he's got a lot of money. He's not like a bad looking dude, but he's kind of goofy looking. Like Hey Adams is like, you know, she's nice. Okay. There goes Nick. Hey Adams, Big Web is good looking chick. And
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
I don't even know who the hell she is.
Oh, look her up. Look her up right now.
A.K. Adams.
Hey, HEYKAY Adams, or just K Adams. I'm sure it'll pop up. She's a sports talk radio host on the FanDuel Network. But I saw something about Daniel Jones and her, and I was like, he's just a goofy motherfucker. I don't see her, but he's got a lot of money. I'm not saying she's into that. I'm just maybe that helps with looks a little bit. I think it does.
Yeah. I know what she is. She's on NFL Network.
She might pop. She probably does. She's on FanDuel a lot too. She's on a lot of stuff. But anyway, super talented. But I just, talk about outkicking your coverage. No pun intended with football there. But like Danny Jones, like come on, he's got a lot of money. Not a bad looking guy, but he, K Adams is up there. Anyway, I guess Nick's gone. Big Web, we have some big matchups coming up this coming week for week 2. I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up because you're starting to get a feel for some of these teams. Lions hosting the Bucks. You took down your playoff your playoff foe from last year in the Rams. Now you take on another foe you took down in the second round of the playoffs in the Bucks. So I'm pumped up about that game at noon on Sunday. You got Bears-Texans on Sunday Night Football. Should be intriguing just to see if the Bears are actually ass or not.
If they can stand up and play, yep.
If they can actually play a little bit. I think Bengals and Chiefs it's going to be a big figure-out game for the Bengals because you're going to see if they'll come to play against someone like Cincinnati or against Kansas City, who they absolutely hate. And if they get beat by 20, then we see that the Bengals might be in trouble this year. What other ones? Is there any other standout games? Those are kind of the two. Oh, Bills-Dolphins will be interesting. That's Thursday Night Football.
It'll be interesting for sure.
Both 1-0. Josh looks amazing, but hurt his left hand, non-throwing hand, obviously, last week. So a couple intriguing matchups. Eagles-Falcons on Monday. Again, another figure-it-out team with the Falcons. Just terrible last week. So we'll see what happens there. Big Web, going into week 2, do you have a parlay ready to go, sir?
I do, buddy. I do. And we're reaching out, baby. We're reaching out. It's, we talked at the beginning of the year. We'll take it easy, and we'll let it go for a while and figure it all out. Week 3, we'll go get them. But I found something here, and I think it's got some value. So I'm going to spit it out at you. 100 pays. 100 pays $9.81.
All right.
5-teamer.
Okay.
It's a teaser. We're buying some points here.
Another teaser. How'd last week's teaser go, by the way?
2 of 4.
All right. Just asking a question. Just an honest question.
That's Sean Watson's fault, and that is the New York Jets' fault.
All right.
Other than that, we did good. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Jacksonville's playing Cleveland at Jacksonville. Cleveland shit to bed last week. I don't expect much improvement on offense. I'm taking Jacksonville. I bought it down to 2.5. Jacksonville minus 2.5 at home against Cleveland.
All right.
The Indianapolis Colts at the Packers. Packers with a backup quarterback. Colts minus 2.5.
Yes.
Detroit Lions at home against the Bucks. Detroit minus 2.5.
Should be, but yeah, continue. It's a tough one.
Real spreads like 6.5 or something.
Yeah.
Okay. The Chiefs, Cincinnati at the Chiefs. I don't expect Cincinnati to start magically moving the football. Chiefs minus 2.5.
Okay. That's a trap game if I've ever heard one, Big Web.
And the Philadelphia Eagles blowing the shit out of my Atlanta Falcons on Monday night, minus 2.5.
Wow.
At home. Philadelphia at home, 2.5. So a lot of favorites, a lot of buy downs, but 100 pays $9.81. The Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Colts, and the Jaguars, all minus 2.5.
You're going to get absolutely destroyed online for this one.
I'm going to be counting my money.
So you can buy.
This is what you said last week, Big Web.
You don't have to do like
hit every. Hey Nick, when you're betting $100 a week, and you're just trying to break even or do, how many you got to win? How many you got to win? This one pays $900.
How many did you win last year, Big Web?
Out of 16. So if you bet $100, if you bet $100,
when you look at the playoffs, we did just freaking fine last year. Go ahead, Nick.
If you bet $100 over the course of 17 weeks, the regular season, 18 weeks, you need to win about 3 if each one of those is coming out to plus 900 or plus 1,000 or more.
That's all you got.
Really,
Okay.
2 even 2. If you get 2, you're in for $1,700. If you win 2 at plus 1,000 each week, you're at 2,000. That's plus $300. I'm telling you, you got to win 2 out of 17 weeks.
Unless I'm misunderstanding, I think I don't know the math exactly, but you need 3. Big Web had how many last year? 1. So we missed by 2. So that doesn't sound profitable to me. I'm just saying. 0-1's a tough start.
For $1,700 and they're plus 1,000 bets. Really, you only need 2. So Big Web, I mean, yeah, won 1 and minus $800, minus $900, but that's not bad. Like you had 17 chances to win 2. I mean, right. I like it. My question is though, Big Web, you can buy certain teams down with the point. You don't have to do like all a 5-point teaser or all a 6-point
teaser. I buy what I want. I can shop.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Right. Is that on Green Book or Blue Book that you get to do that?
That's on DraftKings.
Green Book. Green. I can't refer. I can't refer to them as a booking employee. I can't refer to them by name.
I'll be honest. I thought you were like talking about cars or something like Kelly Blue Book. That's where I was going. I
said RaftKings. RaftKings.
Oh, RaftKings. That's where. Yeah, whitewater rafting in Colorado. RaftKings.
We call that one the Green Book. The Green Book.
The Green Book. No, Big Web. Hey, look, I'm rooting for you. I'm your biggest fan on this.
My thing is, though, now the people that bitch at Big Web out there, the people that are bitching at Big Web, is you got to bet with them. You got to invest $1,700 at the beginning of the season. Be willing to lose that money. Like, that is good as gone. But if you win 2 weeks out of 17, that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of sweat. And if you win more than 2 weeks, you're profitable. 2 weeks, you're already profitable.
It's always a lot.
You just got to win 2.
Exactly.
Let's see. Last week, teasing through 0 3 times is nuts. Browns are selling. Dumbest teaser I've ever seen. This is terrible. Dallas did in fact bite you.
I will say, as a representative of Book It and being with Book It with Trent, the Surgical 6 was the most profitable bet in sports, and he usually wins 2 a year and is profitable. And betting heavy juice moneyline favorites and putting 6 of them together, like you said, like the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs, they're not fucking losing the Bengals at home. Like they're gonna win that game. You take a chance on like Jacksonville on the money line, no points, leave the points at the door. Jacksonville, because one of those teams probably is gonna fuck you, like what happened in Houston and Indy this week, where they win by 2 on a 2.5-point teaser. So it's tough. It is tough because you get what 5 teams? 5 teams here at 2.5 minus 2.5.
We did 5 at 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's many ways to skin it. Like,
has this guy ever hit a teaser? Falcons, yikes.
Hey, Big Web's doing the right thing, man. He's getting us views, baby. He's getting us views.
Everybody views it because when he does win, this place is going to go absolutely just crazy. It's going to be fantastic.
Sure. I want to see a Big Web.
The true followers are going to make themselves some cash.
When Big Web wins one, I want to see a Big Web rant.
They might have to take hold on, Nick. They might have to take like 2 loans out of the bank to get their money back to try to win a bet. But you follow Big Web, you make profit. One day it will be.
Hey, do a unit. You do a unit that's comfortable for you. That's all.
Yeah, do $10. You don't have to do 100. Do $5.
Yeah.
$5 every week.
I'm with you. I want Big Web to hit one of these more than anybody. I root for the man every single week, and we just would lose a couple. Listen, the Browns. I was on the Browns. It was a tough beat, but the audience is ruthless. They want dubs, and we went to this season, and Big Web said, I think the way you win this year is you stay at like a 3-team teaser, 3-legger. First one we fire a 4-legger, then we go 5. I mean, we're fuck it, man. We're not going for dubs anymore. We're going for the dub. We're adding legs on legs.
It's early. I shopped. I found some value. I decided to jump on it for me and the fans. Mm-hmm. Let's ride with it. Let's roll with it. Let's make it happen. And hey, if we got to calm it down next week, we'll calm it down next week. But we got a value 5 pick here. Let's take it. Let's win some money.
Big Web, would you like to put a guarantee on this bet?
Not this early in the year, but you will see a
Oh
guarantee.
no.
The only thing that's hitting me is, like Nick said, I could get smoked on a 2-pointer on my 2.5. It could
Honestly,
happen at one of these games. It's not going to be the Eagle game. If you
early
guys
in
want
the
to listen to
season,
that, don't worry about the Eagle game. It's what I'm trying to tell you.
You wait and see that Atlanta's going to absolutely smoke them on Monday. That's what's going to happen.
I mean, early in the season, these lines aren't as sharp early in the season. This is when it's time to strike when the iron's hot. Like, Eagles are winning that game by 3 fucking touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
buying up.
I am hammering the Falcons. I am hammering the Falcons on Monday.
spread.
Between both of you motherfuckers.
alternate
Oh, the Eagles,
spread,
it's an
13.
easiest bet of all time. I am hammering Atlanta on Monday. Guaranteed
Bring
win.
this down to a
I might buy-
2-teamer, take the alternate 13.5, and then
Yeah.
add the Chiefs fucking at the regular spread, and you got 1,000 right there.
Atlanta money line all day. It's the play of the century. Jesus. I mean, have you hear these two?
I dare you to take that as your fucking
100%.
dog.
I am going to. I'm not just
You're
taking
not
it as my
fucking
lock.
doing
I am
don't
laying
have the
units on the
balls.
Atlanta Falcons on Monday.
You don't have the balls.
Big
Look, I'm
Web
gonna
says
buy
it's a
them up
lock.
at 12.
Nick says it's a 20-point lock. It's over. The Falcons are winning the game outright. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay, we'll see.
Eagles minus 12.5. I'm going to see what that does.
Oh,
Yeah, like literally.
This is
13.5. It's 2 touchdowns. You think
This-
the fucking Falcons
this,
are going to beat?
dude. This is such a
Eagles are winning
lock.
this game by 2 touchdowns.
Falcons are going to be plus like 300 or something. Just take it. Just take it. Listen to these two. And I'm going to clip this, and I'm going to bet the Falcons just because of what these two are saying, and I'm going to win a money line bet with the Falcons. It's going to happen. 100%. No doubt in my
That's a
mind.
donation. Go ahead.
Eagles
Go
minus
ahead.
12.5. Let's just see here. Here
You guys
we
get
go.
involved, webercontent.com/from the50. You can leave a voicemail for us. Hit the voicemail
Plus
button and
193.
Plus
Plus 193. Sorry.
Well, you're good. 193. You guys leave a voicemail. We can play it on the show. Let us know your thoughts on the previous week. Let us know your fantasy questions, whatever it may be, on webercontent.com/from the50. That's it. That's all that is. Those are pretty low odds, honestly.
Yeah, that is. I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be fucking 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, like 85% is going to be on it, which means the Falcons are going to win money line. It's just how it works. I tell you what, though, Jalen Hurts did struggle first half moving the football. I'm just saying, the Packers got a fine defense, but different, you know.
Hey, I got a small taste for you on Sunday Night Football preview before we get to the Sunday show. Chicago. They're going to win that game outright.
Oh my God, Nick! I might just bet you on every single game this week. You want to do a straight up bet Bears or Texans?
No.
No balls, 0 balls. You can't throw your dick on the table and say Bears on Sunday night they're going to win the game, and then I'm not doing heads up. That's stupid as fuck. Come on.
It's not a good bet for me. It'll be a bad
You're
bet
the one
for
that
me.
wants to bring up matchups like the Bears. You love the Bears. You love Caleb Williams in Houston.
I like Arizona, too. God, man, we got some good games this week. Jacksonville really needs to fucking pick up the pace.
You like Arizona -1 against the Rams?
I do.
You're out of your mind? They played good against the Bills, but that was a fluke.
Dude, Kyler looked awesome. Kyler looked
Clip that.
awesome.
That's going to be used a ton this year.
Kyler
Kyler
was
shits the bed over and over. Yeah, I might just do a full fade Nick Yale parlay this week. Texans, Rams, and fucking Falcons. I might pay $1 million.
I'm on New England plus 3.5 too.
Okay, you're trolling now for real, aren't you?
No. You already see my picks? They're in the chat. I already put them in.
You're gonna go 0-7. I think I actually like.
I'm gonna go 2. I said I'm gonna go 2-5.
It sounds like you're saying everything opposite. I mean, like I would take Seahawks, I would take Rams, I would take Texans, and I because of how confident
And
you
you
two
swear.
fuckers are, I will take Falcons money
swear.
line. So this is the greatest parlay I've ever put.
It's a donation. Go ahead.
Like
I'm on
But you
Detroit
gotta
here,
love
too.
that you're agreeing with Nick. I mean, like, come on,
I'm on
it's got to
I'm
be a
on
red
Detroit.
flag.
I'm on Detroit. How does that
something
make
here.
you feel?
You
Detroit
know
minus
the other
2.5.
thing he said the Chiefs would not lose to the Bengals. We don't believe Detroit's going to lose to the Buccaneers at home, and we don't think that the Ravens are going to lose at home to the Raiders. So Ravens money line, Detroit's money line, Chiefs money line, and the Philadelphia Eagles minus 9.5 is plus 434, baby.
Falcons are winning the
Panthers
game.
plus
Falcons
6.
are winning the game if I've ever seen it. It's over.
Panthers plus
They're doing,
6 might be a
they'll
good
cover
look,
at
too.
least 6.5. They're going to win the fucking game because you guys are so confident. That's the game that fucks you. No doubt.
Dude,
no doubt in my mind.
Seriously though, Carolina is a home dog in the noon window, plus 6. That one, people are gonna be all over Los Angeles in that one. And how bad
You know what's
Carolina?
funny is TJ loves to ride the other side. He did it on Sunday's show. He was the last picker on the Detroit thing, and he almost went against his own team.
That's not what it is. No,
Well, that's why Big Way. That's why he went fucking 2-5. He signed the board this year.
I went 5-2, motherfucker. Like, way to look at my thing. But my thing is, I took the Lions because I almost took the Rams because I didn't want the full sweep because we always lose full sweeps. I don't want my team to lose. So that's why I did that. I do like islands when it makes sense. I didn't want the Rams against my team, but I thought we were going to screw them over. That's why I almost took the Rams. It's the only reason.
But you didn't.
But I didn't, and it worked out. That was a team win.
What did
Table
you
win
lose
for
on?
us.
What were we on the opposite of? Or did your lock lose?
I lost Buffalo minus 6.5. They won by 6. I didn't think the Cardinals would put up 24 points in Buffalo. That's where I was.
Did you lock Buffalo?
I locked Buffalo. I lost on Buffalo, and I lost on Cleveland. I felt really good about Cleveland, and God, was I wrong. So, I lost my lock.
That was the Cowboys.
Dallas.
The theory of all of us picking the same team for the sweep makes it go wrong was incorrect on this one. Detroit.
I'm saying that you and Nick are like. The difference is I'm not talking about the sweep with this. The difference is, that's a normal spread. You guys are talking about taking Eagles minus 13.5 and 9.5 and all these huge numbers. That is a red fucking flag. That means Atlanta's winning the game outright.
I'll say one thing. When we jacked it up to 12.5 or 13.5, I thought it was going to be much more rewarding than it showed.
I did too. I thought it was plus
190 or something.
That's a little concern. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a blowout.
God, just take my money, sports books, Blue Book. Take my money on the Falcons. Nick, keep talking.
Is going to have another 3 touchdowns.
Oh man,
Atlanta stopping Saquon Barkley.
All right, we got to wrap this one up, boys. Good Week 2 preview. You can catch the Sunday show coming up this Sunday on YouTube, on our From the 50 channel, also on TikTok Live. Got some of the kinks out last week. We got to get some graphics up there. It was a busy week, but we got on the air, did a good job. And we're just hopefully going to get everybody in studio here soon. Obviously, Nick's in Dallas, but Big Web had COVID and wasn't feeling too great, so got to get him back this week. Zook will be in studio, and I don't think Ace will be in, but hopefully he'll be in a couple weeks, and enjoyed having him in studio for the first time. So, boys, anything else before we wrap this one up?
Looking good. Looking forward to advancing another week and learning more.
Looking forward to keeping the reign of my throne at the top of this fucking league this year and actually getting some winning picks. I'll be live from Atlanta, where I will go to the facility and make sure the plane does not get off to Philadelphia in time on Sunday night.
There you go. Falcons all day. You heard it here first. Falcons all day. For Nick Yale, for Big Web, for Zach Zook, for Ace, I'm TJ Weber saying so long. This has been From the 50. We'll see you on Sunday.